Can we convince you to become a K-pop stan? Part 2. Hi everyone, welcome back to After Hour Happy Hour. We are your chaotic but cathartic co-hosts. I'm Jamila.
I'm Vicky.
I'm Sharon.
For today, we are returning with a part 2 to our K-pop episode. We are very excited to be doing this because we got lots more to update. Also, for everyone who listened to part 1 and stuck through the entire thing with my really bad microphone quality, this is my redemption to you guys. And thank you to everyone who still listened and follow us after that.
Oh yeah, by the way, we're filming this on May 29th, so if we're a little outdated, that's why.
We're sorry. We plan ahead, people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just so you know, Sharon's been very, very, very excited about this episode. Which is very new because if you told Sharon a year ago that she'll be doing an entire podcast episode about K-pop, she would laugh at you in your face.
Facts. Facts, no printer. Anyways. Sharon, how about you kick us off because you're so excited?
Okay, first question is, who do you currently stan, and is it different than our first episode?
So in the last episode, the one that I really stan is GOT7. And I would still say I really only stan GOT7 because to me, standing a group means you watch a lot of their content and really getting to know the members and following all their updates. And it's a lot of work, so I don't really do that for other groups, but there's definitely a lot more K-pop groups that I've gotten into that I follow with their new music and stuff, but not so much into, the personal vlogs, which is why I can't say I stan them. But I've also gone a lot into more of just the K-genre music. So this episode is not only K-pop, it's about K-genre. So I love the higher music as well as AOMG and just finding a lot more kind of smaller K-R&B and K-hip-hop artists.
I'm literally the exact same. I don't think I have the mental capacity to stand another group, okay? GOT7 literally is like 7 different companies now, and that's a lot of stuff to catch up on. And so I don't have the mental capacity for it, but I also am like Jamila where I've listened to a lot more K-genre things and like I guess watching K-drama because I never really did that, so.
Same.
And being in Korea.
Oh, that too. That's important.
I was going to say real quick, I'm pretty sure it was in K-pop part 1 when we were talking about if our favorite group ever separates or whatever. And I mean, in that time span it happened, yes, GOT7 is still GOT7, but they kind of are doing their own thing. So it's kind of crazy to see how that happened.
I just want to say I'm so proud of them to still be together, and they release Encore as a group after they departed to show that they're committed to staying as a group. I feel like they just really thought of it from the fans' point of view because it's just so easy to say, oh, we'll stick together. We're 7 no matter what. But the fact that they planned it in December and released it in February, and even in their different individual lives, they're saying, oh, we're planning an album. We're coming back this year along with solo activities. So I'm just so proud to stand a group who's so committed and who actually lives up to the words.
Dude, let me tell you, the first time I heard Encore here out in the streets, I like paused my friends and I was like, we gotta listen to this because holy shit.
It was played in the streets?
Yeah, because when you walk around, there's music playing and almost always it's Korean. And that song played on, I was like, I know this song.
Okay, initially when the news came out, I was pretty sad, obviously, because it's like disband, or not disband, but we just weren't sure where they were going with it. But now I'm just so happy for them because all of them are doing something that they enjoy. Their solo activities are thriving.
Yes. I think it's specifically for JB, I can tell how much happier he is. Even from his lives and like when he does what he can and wants to do, he seems a lot happier with it. Like in interviews and stuff, he doesn't look like he dreads life, versus before he did.
In the interview with Jay Park, I only saw that snippet when Jay Park was like, I don't care about the charts, I don't care about sales, is really what you want to do. You have your creative freedom. And oh my god, how Yugyeom and JB are in Jay Park's respective labels and how they might have a just to come back with them together.
So
No,
cute.
and also the fact that I forgot what place banned JB's song to stream because it was too inappropriate, but then
KBS.
yes, and then he went on Billboard, like first Korean person to have their song debut and then be on Billboard ranks. And I was like, yeah, fuck all you guys. He doesn't need you.
So proud.
Yep.
Makes me so happy. See, some moments I'm like, okay, maybe I really could get a boyfriend. But then it's moments like this where I look at the group that I stand, I'm like, yeah, no.
Absolutely
I don't think it's
not.
happening.
For me, I think I'm pretty aligned with Jam. Like I don't stan a lot of groups. I would say still BTS, and then definitely not at the same level, but below it is ATEEZ and probably Stray Kids. But it's not to the extent of what Jam said of keeping up with their V lives, watching their vlogs, stuff like that. I just love their music. But in terms of have I gotten into the entire K genre and discovered new artists? Yes. Up until probably last month, I was 99.9% BTS. But it's within this last month I've become like everywhere.
Yeah.
And is it because of Kingdom? Because both
Yes,
ATEEZ
it's
and
because of
Stray Kids
Kingdom.
on Kingdom.
Okay, so if you guys don't know what Kingdom is, it's a competition show where 6 groups are essentially competing with each other and against each other. But because my YouTube algorithm is just K-pop, I only knew what it was because ATEEZ's performances would pop up. So I would just watch those. But then I was like, let me start Sky Castle because I have a Vicky account. But then on my like recommended Kingdom popped up and I was like, I'm gonna watch it for ATEEZ. So I started it just to know what was going on. Yeah, no, I'm updated. I'm up to date with all the episodes. I think through Kingdom is how I would say and how I got into a bunch of different artists.
You know, I didn't realize for the longest time I thought it was like Penthouse type of TV show.
Penthouse is drama.
Yeah. I thought it was a drama, like Kingdom.
Because I think they're battling to see who's
The King.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us more, Sharon. Why are you obsessed?
It's not even an obsession for them. I just have so much respect for the people in the industry because of how hard they work
Yeah.
and how talented they are and how supportive they are for other people.
Oh my god, yeah.
The way that groups respect each other and like fangirl over each other is so admirable. And it's funny because you know how there's like honorifics in Korean? So let's say someone younger than you debuted earlier than you, then they're like your mentor or they're like older than you. But they're younger than you, so you don't have to say the honorifics, but everyone does because it's just they're so used to like looking up to these people.
Yeah, Sharon sent us a couple of YouTube video clips of like performances, but I was gonna say like the performance was amazing, but the best parts are like the commentaries from the groups because they're so nice and so sweet and so supportive, and it's so funny because they're like, "Oh my god, that's so cool! Oh my god, cute!" And just like, damn.
My favorite part is always before you're waiting for something to drop or something, it's like boah, boah, boah.
Oh yeah. They're like, what? What's that? What's that?
And then it cuts back, like a replay of it, and then back to the other groups. It's like, oh my god, wow!
Yeah.
I love their reactions.
So I think the 2 groups that I fell hard for were Icon and B2B. Let me tell you, Bobby,
I really like him.
do you know who he is?
When you sent me those videos, he stood out the most to me, so I looked him up and I was like, I really like him.
Yes. Okay, first of all, I didn't know who Bobby was, but I think I legit found my favorite solo artist. Like I know he's a part of Icon, but
Really?
yes, I have never loved an album that fast.
Dude, Sharon's changing. I feel it.
Dang.
The reason why I like Bobby so much is because I've never seen somebody and been like, you are the most charismatic person ever. His stage presence is insane and he just likes to have fun. And the video specifically I sent you that week of competition was out of the 6 groups, you partner with another one. So the other 2 rappers that he rapped with are younger than him. And so Bobby let them take pretty much control of everything. When they produced that song, like he didn't have a verse. He let them have everything. And he was just like, don't worry if you don't win, just have fun. And you can tell they all had so much fun on that stage.
It's funny you say he's so charismatic on stage because I'm like, that's so true because he's the only person that I specifically looked up after the videos that you sent. And I was like, who is this person? Because I want to know.
He really reminds me of G-Dragon in terms of the vibes that they bring to the group or as a rapper, they have their own unique style, but they're also very charismatic on stage. I don't think I've ever seen any of the G-Dragon performances, but off stage he's more like shy and introvert, but when he's on stage, he's like a completely different person.
Yes. That's Bobby. He looks like he could beat you up, but then he's like really shy and introverted.
Literally G-Dragon.
I had a feeling Vicky would
Yeah.
like that one.
That was my second favorite. It would have
Yeah.
been my first, but then I think the Stray Kids one were more impressive.
So
Yeah.
good.
Changbin's rap.
He's a real isn't he one of the fastest rappers in
Yes.
the industry?
So good. And Han, I also really like his
I was
rap.
just gonna mention, I think I like Han's rapping styles or his verses more. Even I have no idea what he's rapping about, but I just like the flow / his style.
Yeah. It just made me sad because, like, what if Hyunjin was also. Sorry. Dude, okay, let me tell you, ATEEZ right now, one of them has been on a hiatus because of his mental health. And Hyunjin, and I'm like, sad.
But Hyunjin is out because of the allegations. Emphasis on allegations, people.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back soon. Because I've seen some clips with him, and I know he's a very charismatic / good performer, too.
Yeah. Vicky, did you watch the last two that I sent this morning?
I don't have time.
You should watch it. The first one is Sexy.
Okay.
How old is SF9? Because I think they're relative new, so sometimes I'm like, is it weird that I feel they're very sexy or like this performance is really hot, you know?
I think they debuted in 2016.
Oh, okay.
They are a very mature group. Jam, the guy that you said is attractive in the crop top, guess what line he is?
Is he like 2002?
No, he's 97.
He's also a 97
Yep.
liner.
Yep.
Okay, what the fuck actually happened in 97? Because in real life, none of my 97 friends are like this.
He looks very mature. Not that he looks old, he looks very mature. Looked him up, 97. I was like, oh my god.
Seriously, what happened in 97?
I don't know, man. The universe just said, let there be men. Just kidding.
Yugyeom, Bam Bam, Chonu,
JK.
Banchan.
Yeah.
One of the best performers of K-pop has to be Big Bang. Every time I watch their performances, they never disappoint. And also, there was this video about Big Bang, and I didn't realize how much of a contribution they made to the K-pop world. Like, G-Dragon was the first person who really showed that, artists of the groups can produce songs too. And that opened the pathway for other idol groups and artists that, they could do it. And then they were the first one to create a light stick for concerts, and they were first group to introduce that dyeing your hair for every comeback era. So
Oh shit.
I always knew they were OGs, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize how big of an impact they had to the current K-pop industry, and it was just so fascinating.
Dude, they were the first names to travel abroad. I remember
Mhm.
being in high school, early stages. It was like Big Bang, Girls' Generation. Like those were the
Yeah.
only names I knew of like Korean music.
I just
Yeah.
had so much respect for the group, and they're also talented. And after they debut, they were still really poor because K-pop wasn't super big, and they would go home and they would all have to share just a few packs of ramen. They didn't have enough food, and now, obviously when you debut, you kind of made it.
Yeah.
But even when they debuted back in the days, it wasn't like they made it.
Yeah. Damn.
So much respect for them. Anyways, that's a little K-pop history that really blew my mind. So, like, compared to our part one where we're just talking about GOT7 and BTS and their music, but this is like almost a year. Is it almost a year later?
No, not
Like
even
6
close.
months.
Yeah,
6 months later,
6
and
months.
yeah, we're way deeper. And all of our music sessions is all Korean songs.
I know. It's funny because at first I was like, I have so much BTS content to catch up on. Only BTS, only BTS. Now I'm like, give me all of them.
Next question.
Yeah.
Number 2.
What artists do you want to see at a concert now? Basically, a Higher Music and an AOMG music festival. Like, I would cry. I wouldn't know how to handle myself.
Who are your favorite artists from either?
PH1, J Park, JB.
Okay, before JB.
I think I would have wanted to see Hoan, Hoan, or Big Naughty. In AOMG, I would want to see YG or Hoodie. Oh, Loco, or is Simon Dominique? Yeah, Simon
Yeah, he
Dominique
is.
is under AOMG. There's so many. Like, that festival would be stacked with every artist I
It'll
ever
be
listened to.
so good.
Who do I want to see at concerts? My list be too long, bro.
BTS.
Still BTS.
I want to see BTS too.
Stray Kids, ATs. Yeah. Jam, what about you?
Well, GOT7 for sure. Whatever VIP package there is, I am getting the ultimate one, okay? I'm gonna save up for it.
Yep.
Because, like I said, for them to come back for a concert, it will probably be after JB and Jin finishes their military enlistment, most likely. Because they're all doing their solo stuff right now. So that is about to be the most epic show of my life. And if there's 2 or 3 stops in SoCal or in California, I'm going through all of them, man.
I think I would travel the world to see multiple.
Hey, let's go!
Just like I need a reason to travel anyways. They could be the reason.
Exactly. I would want to see BTS. That's probably the second artist that I really want to see. And Monsta X.
I was telling Jam and Sharon, but I want another group to stan because I miss standing something. Because GOT7, they like have nothing together. And so I'm like, individually, I'm like, yeah, I love you guys all. But like a comeback, seeing you perform together and the relationships that you have with each other. And I feel like I'm slowly getting into BTS because of that. My entire TikTok is BTS stuff. And I'm like, wow, they're so funny.
Sharon uses our all TikTok as her personal. So everything is BTS.
Yes.
And I scroll through it too. So all I see is BTS.
Yeah. And I love their crackhead energy. They're funny. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it kills me seeing RM at interviews or just him in general now. I'm just like, he's over it. He's ready to quit
American
life.
interviewers just need to do better because this man really said, "What do you guys like putting butter on? I like to put butter on my butter."
The self-control
Okay.
it must have to not make a face when they say that.
RM was like, "Ha ha ha, okay, that's enough." Can you guys guess 2 people in BTS right now that I'm being bias wrecked by?
RM.
J-Hope.
Those were the two.
Holy shit! How'd you guys know?
I don't know.
What the
Wild
heck?
guess.
Damn, this is why we're best
Yeah.
friends.
That was impressive. I never told you guys this, how I knew I was deep into BTS. They did an online festa. It was something where they did like a marathon of old concerts, full concerts. It went from like 7 p.m. to like 6 a.m. our time, I think, because it was in Korean Standard Time. I didn't stay up. I watched it until like my bedtime, set an alarm for 4 a.m., woke up, watched it for 2 hours, and then went to sleep. And that night was the night I dreamt about Tae and Jimin.
You should start doing that every night.
Okay, I totally forgot to mention this because we're only talking about boy groups because I know you guys don't stand girl groups, but I would love to see Blackpink live, and I really beat myself over it, missing them at Coachella. And I remember distinctly, I was like, I'm not into them, but a part of me in the back of my mind was like, I feel like I might regret this later on. And I do.
I would want to see them live just for stage presence, you know?
I watched their Coachella performance. Their
So
live, they're
good.
so good. And when I compare that to other Coachella performances that I've seen, with the exception of Beyonce, I'm just like, other performances don't compare in terms of they literally go 110% out on their performances.
Yeah.
They dance and sing out throughout the whole thing. They barely take breaks. And I was just like, other Coachella performances just really don't compare.
I think that's why there's a level of that much respect for the K music industry
yeah.
because if anybody looks at any performance and says they're not talented,
You ain't talented for not having a good eye.
yeah.
And I would just want to know if there's even any Western artist that can perform the way that any of these K-pop artists can.
I think only Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
I want to see Jamie live. She hasn't dropped an
Mm.
album or an EP or anything. She's been so quiet, but I would love to see her live. I feel like she gives me Beyonce vibes.
I want a Jamie and JB
Oh
collab.
my god, yes!
Or a JB and PH1 collab.
Yeah, I just want to speak to PH1. Like, I don't even care. I do care about seeing you live, but like...
I love how he is on the Get Real podcast. He's so calm,
Same.
so mellow.
Dude, I think what Dive Studio doing is so cool though. It's like not humbling, but humanizing all these idols. Because it's such a low-key thing.
Not only humanizing, but showing the other side of idols. At least for Get Real, they really show that, oh, the idol life isn't what you think it is.
Yeah.
Because there was one thing that BM said was like, oh, everyone thinks that idols, or everyone thinks that I am young and rich or something like
But
that.
he's
Or
not.
something along the lines of
Yeah.
that. But he's not.
Because he's honestly, Card hasn't like done a lot of things.
Oh my god! I totally forgot. I want to see Card. They're one of the earlier groups that I've got into, and I think Somin's voice is so good, and she's so pretty, and I want to see them live.
I want to be besties with BM. Why did I stumble into this world? I'm in a hole.
You're welcome.
You're in a hole.
We're all in holes.
Of us three, I was the first one to get into it, but then Sharon fell way deeper.
Sharon doesn't vocalize it as much though.
Yeah. Like, you guys probably think I'm the most obsessed. Not like obsessed, but I think Sharon's the most into it. Like,
Yeah.
she's the most diverse in K-pop and follows it a lot more.
Yeah.
I just like to be reminded that I love music, and these people do just that.
Yep.
Do you remember when you said you would put your YouTube on incognito so it doesn't mess up your algorithm?
And now I'm like, let me tap all of them so that
It will continuously show up for you. Oh, you know who I wanted to talk about? DPR Christian? DPR Ian? Remember there was one time where we talked about DPR Ian and we pulled up the picture and I was like, oh, he's not that cute. It was like,
But then we showed you with the sleeves.
Yep. And then there was like one video that Jam sent me where she was like, oh, here's this timestamp. And then I stayed a little longer than that timestamp and he popped up with like no shirt and then just 2 sleeves. I was like, what the fuck is this guy? And I looked him up and I realized he was the same person. But I've also listened to a lot of like the DPR crew's music and I really like them.
But I knew after watching that, you've been like, who is this guy?
Yeah. But he's actually really good looking.
We really need Vicky to do like a smash or pass kind of thing.
I really want us to do a smash or pass, and then I want us to have the same people, but then the second batch, it could be like same people, but with sleeves, but in different faces, so Vicky can't recognize them.
Oh my god, we should.
That's so bad. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So if we are ever out and they have a sleeve and I tell you he's cute, you have to reprioritize me, okay?
Like, is it him or is it the sleeve?
Dude, but it's not even that. Vicky's just weird. I sent a picture of Chuyeon from The Boys because I think he's really, really good looking. And I thought Vicky would objectively agree that he's good looking. Sent it to her. He has a really pretty nose, so I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10.
Dude, I was just telling Jem that like I swear I just have a thing where if you look too good, I feel like I have to rank you lower because there's no way you're real.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense, but that's just how I feel. I gotta humble you, you know, if you're too good looking.
Yeah, as if your comment is ever gonna make it to their ears.
Then it's fine if I rank them lower.
Dude, you know how we're talking about how all your biases starts with J's? And then how Jungkook recently got the full ass sleeve. So if anyone's ever interested in Vicky, make sure your name starts with a J and you got a sleeve.
Facts.
Yeah. Okay, to end this all over the place podcast episode, what are 3 of your top listened to K genre songs at the moment?
Okay. The first one is Daisy with Marani and PH1. This song gets played at least 10 times a day since it's released. So good. And it's like a K R&B. And the second song is Killing Me by Icon. And the third one, this is not really a song, but it's the entire Kickback album by Wavy. I really like every single song, but my favorite is All for Love. So good.
My top 3 are probably Lilac, Bobby, O Sole Mio, SF9, and third one is Rebound by Woods.
My first one is Joa by J Park. Switch It Up, JB, most recent single. And then I think I'll give my last one to PH1, which is Malibu. It's PH1, Mokyo, and The Quiet. Well, that wraps up our updates on what we feel about K-pop. Went all over the place, but if we convince you to be a K-pop stan, let us know. Let us know if you have good recommendations on what to watch or listen to.
Also, we have a Spotify where we have a bunch of playlists related to K-pop, K-R&B, K-hip-hop that will link in the description.
Also, if you watch Kingdom, comment because I will literally have a full-on conversation with you about any and all of the groups, okay?
Feel free to always DM us about any of these stuff. We try to respond to all of them. All right.
Okay.
Bye for real.